Hello, gears, cogs, and a system that seemingly just keeps turning and turning until you turn no more. Today I'm going to be ranking, tier listing the Gears of War franchise, one of my favorite video game franchises. OIT. Now let's get into it, baby. Gears of War 1. Gears of War 1. Gears of War 1 has a solid story. Very clunky to go back and play, very dated. But one of the most pinnacle games out of the series. It feels the weakest, but its story is there. So I'm going to put it A for now. It may change. Gears of War 2 is S tier. S tier story, most memorabilia, nostalgia. I didn't play much of the multiplayer here, but I did play the Horde mode. Oh man, the Horde mode. G golly williker. S tier game. I love this game. The story's great. It's just a great, oh my, this series is just a great series. I can't talk about this series enough. Gears of War 3. Gears of War 3 is better than 1. Is it on S tier though? Gears of War 3 is the best overall game in my opinion. So I'm gonna put it S tier. Much like the Halo franchise, this is the reach of the series. I'm not gonna lie. Good story, good multiplayer, but the story for 2 just sticks out a lot more than it does for 3. But 3 is also great. 1 is also great. All these games are great in this series. I'm not gonna lie. Until you get to the newer ones, the story dips pretty hard. Let's go to Judgment. Judgment, I didn't think was a bad game when it came out, but it's definitely one of the weaker games. It's not a C or it's not a D. It's a weaker game that I love playing the campaign. Not the campaign, the multiplayer for this. The campaign's alright. It's an interesting campaign. It's different, but I don't think it's worthy of being up here with the greats. Gears of War 4 was a great introduction to sort of these new characters, these legacy characters. But Gears 4 had a okay campaign. It had a solid campaign. And sort of a lackluster multiplayer for me. I didn't play the multiplayer that much, but I did play the crap out of Gears 5 multiplayer. Gears 5 multiplayer is my favorite Gears multiplayer. Just like Halo 5. The multiplayer for this just feels great. But this was the last entry in this. I want to put it S tier just because the multiplayer is so fun to play, but the story mode is it's the weakest story out of all of them. So it depends what you play this game for. If you play this game for the story, I could throw this all the way down here. If you play this game for the story, I can put the list like this. I could put the list like the list would be like this if we played it for the story. But overall game, this one has to go like this for me. That's just how it is. I want to put it S tier, but I think it lacks in. Do I want to put it? I'm gonna put it there for now. Gears Tactics, I'm not gonna put in this list. It's a good game. I love tactic games, but I'm not gonna rank it with these games. They're just fundamentally different in a gameplay aspect, so which is what I'm really basing these games off of, so I'm just gonna keep that out. Gears of War Ultimate Edition is the premier way to play Gears of War 1. Gears of War 1 just feels so dated. It's a bit clunky. This Gears of War Ultimate Edition, or Reloaded at this point, just smooths up everything, updates the cutscenes and the graphics. It looks the part in Gears 1, and I think you miss a lot of things aesthetically from this, but I think Gears of War Ultimate Edition does a good enough job of capturing how Gears of War 1 felt, even though is once you start upgrading graphics and stuff like that, you sort of lose the aesthetic of the OG game. But with that said, I think this is it. I think this is the ranking. Do I want to put this up here? Yes, I'm going to put this up here like that. Gears of War 1 was so good, but I think it lacks in a lot of what these other games have to offer as far as just a whole game as a whole. 5 might have the weakest story, but I think it makes up from its multiplayer. 3 overall is just a banger. 2 is just a great story, a solid multiplayer, okay multiplayer, and a great horde mode. This is the premier way to play this. Gears of War 4 was a good introduction to the new cast, and I really like the vibe it was going for in the story mode. The multiplayer in this was okay. Wasn't anything to write home about. It didn't hit as hard as the multiplayer in 3 or 5, though, to be honest. And even in Judgment has a really good multiplayer, but I think it lacks as a complete game, standing as a complete game than the other games in this franchise, in my opinion. So I'm standing on business with this list. Let me know what you guys think. Am I tripping? Is this 10 out of 10 rage bait? Until next time.